We are back, and this time we are creating a creative Ursula look, perfect for Halloween. I did do a separate tutorial with how I applied these prosthetics. They were actually devil horns that I purchased. Originally they were going to go on my forehead as devil horns, but they were too large, so I improvised. I will tag the video in the description box below if you want to see how I applied those. But if you want to see how I created this creative Ursula look, keep on watching. Okay, so I am doing a separate tutorial for the application of the prosthetics. But right now we're going to go in and work on the eye makeup. I am going to do the eye makeup first for this, so I'm going in with a white base. And I'm actually going to make my own purple eyeshadow base. So I'm going in with color correctors. I'm going to do a little bit of blue and a little bit of red. With a look like this, with an eye look like this in particular, I want to make sure that I can create a nice eyeshadow base with it. So I did a light wash purple gray on my eyes, and I'm going to go in with the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette, and we're going to go in with this purple right here on a fluffy brush, and I am just going to start buffing that all over. We want this dramatic, so I am bringing it up to the brow. Alrighty, now we're going in with a smaller brush, and I am going to go ahead and do this more mid-toned purple right here. And we're just slowly working to build it up. So same thing, we're working starting from the outer corner, and then I'm bringing it into the crease, but a little lower than that lighter purple. A little bit of a bigger packing brush, but it'll work. And I'm going in with the darkest purple right now. And I'm just gonna work that on the outer edge and into the crease. And then go in with that second brush you use just to help buff the edge with light pressure. Don't worry about making it clean because we still have to do the rest of the base, which is gonna help us clean up. So now I'm gonna make this next process of the eye look simple. We're actually not gonna do a cut crease for once, just to make it a little more beginner friendly. And I'm gonna go in, this is the Sweet Oasis palette by Morphe, and we have some teal shimmers here. These two particularly, but I'm gonna go in with the lighter one too. So I'm gonna mix two of them together and just pat that on my eye. And just stop about halfway. That way you can go in with your packing brush and just lightly tap the outer edge where it ends. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and start working on the base. So I'm mixing some of that white foundation on the back of my hand, or the white eye primer. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 dots of blue. That was actually 4 dots of blue. And then we're gonna do 1 speck of the red. So it's like a muted purple. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that. That's definitely the shade that I want. We'll have to make more probably for the lower half of the body. So this is a technique I really like to use. If you are into costume makeup, if you like to cosplay, if you like just to have fun with makeup sometimes and play around with it, and you buy like for me, if I buy the wrong foundation shade, or I get a foundation that I actually don't like, to me it's not the end of the world. I just work on using it for costume makeup. And then once you're finished and set and happy with all of that, you're gonna go ahead and set with your translucent setting powder. I use the Miron Color Set for all of my Halloween looks. On a daily basis for my glam makeup I use something different, but for Halloween looks this works perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is take a lot of it on side of a brush and just start packing that on. You're going to make a mess, and you have to be okay with the mess. So I am going to go in with that first brush I used with that lightest purple. And I'm just going to go ahead and just buff the edge where the eyeshadow ends to bring this and work it into my base. We're going to go in with the light purple and the mid-tone purple. I'm going to start right here in the deepest part of my cheek. Okay, so I want to start working on shading the chest area a bit now, just because that's going to take me the longest. So I'm going in with the ColourPop palette, same one, and I'm just going to alternate around those purples and just tapping to create a more mottled effect. I want the chest area in general to look extremely discolored and irritated, because that is literally what happens when you have something tearing through your skin. I'm going to start working some of that mid-toned purple onto the horn. So I'm just taking it and brushing it. So I am going to bring a little bit of this mid-toned purple onto the face. Now going in, I'm going to take the smaller fluffy brush and that darkest purple I use and just slowly start to create some variation of color on the horn. Because this part is more into the curve of the neck, this is a part you're gonna dig in with that dark purple. All right, so now going in with that packing brush and still with that same deep purple, you're just gonna start localizing a little more. This is where you're gonna be using a lot of brushes, honestly, because we're gonna use even a smaller brush afterwards. But I'm just using this to start packing at the base of the horn to make it look more messed up. So you just focus it lightly and follow the grooves going up, the grooves of the horn, but you're gonna pack it mainly at the base because that's where you want it darkest, and then just slightly blend it up. It's literally all layering and shading, layering and shading. This is what is going to create your masterpiece. Creating illusion, texture, and just tying it all together. Okay, so now switching up palettes, I'm going in with the ColourPop Bare Necessities because I need some of the deeper browns and blacks, mainly black. So I'm going to go in with, if I can grab it, this cut crease brush. As you can see, it has like a fine point to it and it's flat. So it's going to be easy for us to get into the crevices that we want to get into. Mainly like the deeper portions of the tentacle slash horn. And then the same thing. You don't want to go as far up as you did with the dark purple, but once you pack it into the deep crevice, slightly bring it up. Just kind of work slowly. So go back, take a peek, go back in, and just keep shading where it's making you happy. Remember, we also want to work some color back into the tips of the horns. So dip into the black, start at the top of the horn, and then brush it down into the rest of it. Okay, so now I'm just going in with that dark purple from the ColourPop palette, and we're just replicating that same technique that we just did with the black, but I'm being more open with this one just because it's purple and not black. So we're kind of using it just to make everything look very spotted. And now I'm gonna go in for like a little bit of stuff here. We're gonna go in with Prosaid. I absolutely love Prosaid. I have a little bit of a mix here of what I want to do. So I have pearls, but those are gonna be for the face. I took out some seashells, moss, and these little starfish that I have. I'm trying to be very careful applying this because Prosaid is tacky, obviously, and I don't want to yank up that tentacle that I just so nicely has a place. For small shells, we'll put one there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and create like my normal little open area of teeth and like some flesh. I did this technique with my Corpse Bride tutorial, so if you want to see how I do it, I'll tag the video below so you can see it there. So I ended up choosing this lash in my stash. It looks like it's a, I don't even know what brand this lash is, but it fit because it's super dramatic and long. So that is what had me pick this style. But I do have to do my brows. I almost forgot. But I am just doing them with the NYX Epic Ink just because Ursula is definitely just a normal, dramatic, thin brow. Okay, so this is what we got as of right now. For the brows, I went in with some hair-like strokes and then I just filled them in with black to kind of give them that very cartoony-like look. I didn't want them super thin, even though Ursula has hers super thin. So we opt for like a mix mesh of normal slash dramatic brow. I also did go ahead and finish the lashes. Now I'm going to put on some eyeliner and lipstick. And that is Creative Ursula. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did opt out of gray contacts just because I saw Ursula's. She had a couple pictures where she had gray ones and green ones, so I stuck with my regular green eyes for this to also reduce the risk of me messing up my makeup like I always do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this. If there's anything you want to see for spooky season, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you're enjoying my hybrid creations of makeup. This is something that just brings me joy and I love to create. And yeah, let my mind explore and wonder. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching and your continued support and subscribing and liking and all that fun stuff. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.